rat is this. The rats are all like this. The rat goes like this. So the rat's like this. The normal rat is like this. That's the normal rat. Like this, like this. It sniffs. It's like this for quite a while. He's like this. And then maybe he sniffs. Rat.
The rat is like hit it Hutch.
You know what it is now, boys and girls of the podcast world. Matt and Tyler on the mics. They're gonna stay here until they agree. They're gonna stay here until they agree. Oh, thank you for listening. This show's called Until We Agree. Oh, thank you for listening.
That's right. We're back. We're far away from each other. Distance feels comfortable. No eye contact right now. You are but binary code coming through my ears right now, which is sick. Welcome back to Until We Agree. This is Matt, joined as always with Tyler from Until We Agree. We are back from, let's say it, the rehearsal dinner, the wedding, the honeymoon, both of us. And we are ready to get back into a normal swing of life, a normal swing of Until We Agree. But today's episode is super special because we kind of left you in a weird place last week. We all know it. We all felt it. Fun episode, though. When I went back and listened to it, super fun.
It was a lot more fun than I remembered it being.
There was a lot of tension between you and I in the same room, which I think really took us out of it. But took a step back, it was still dynamite. Just like, I'll say it, last weekend.
What was last weekend?
I've missed the pauses. Bro, you did a lot last weekend. And I'll say that
we did a lot last weekend. I think a lot happened to you and to us.
Yeah, let's talk about it because where we had just played golf last week when we recorded this episode. You for the first time. You seem to be a little bit back into golf. You ordered a Scotty Cameron grip off the internet. You're back into that. You're still climbing with your shirt off now with all the boys, which I felt was a little uncomfortable for me, but that might be a personal thing that I have to work through myself. That's not a comment on who you are and who your friends are. That's probably a me thing. But from then on, we did the podcast, and then we headed pretty much straight to the rehearsal dinner. So take it away. Tell me your perspective of that night. Let's just start there. We got 3 chapters this episode. Chapter 1, rehearsal dinner.
Okay, so the rehearsal dinner, everybody knows that I was tasked with emceeing it. So that's all I was thinking about from the moment we started getting ready, right? I think we both went and showered right after we recorded Friday.
Which was weird. We probably should have done it. Okay.
No, wait. Make your joke.
I was going to say it was weird. We probably should have done it separately, but
right. But time. On.
Yeah, it was time
to save time, of course.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, do you want to run it again, and then I'll not say anything?
Yeah. No. Gotcha.
Yeah, but then keep this in. That way we can just save time.
This is not getting cut out. This is going to be a long episode.
We're all for saving time here. But why don't you run that joke one more time, and I won't interrupt it.
Okay. So. It would have been better probably if we just showered separately next time.
Okay. And so we did shower separately, as I said before, but I did my stretches. I'm on a stretch routine now. As you know, I just did my stretches now. Okay. Because you guys took forever to get ready. It was insane.
It's the rehearsal dinner, bro. It's not just any other day. You got to take a second to get ready for these things.
Yeah, right. So I took a second to get ready. You took maybe more than a second, like 10 to 15 minutes past me because I did 15 minutes of stretching. And then you guys came down. We gathered some boxes. I forget what was in the boxes already. Did we use those?
I don't know if we need to talk about the boxes, man. They just went into a trash can. Or sorry, a recycle bin, of course.
So we didn't use what was in those boxes again?
Oh, wait.
Because we carried those.
I thought we took the trash out, but we definitely didn't. That was just decorations for the wedding the next day that we had to then deliver to the wedding planner at the rehearsal dinner that she then took.
Okay. I was wondering, I thought we were maybe using those that night, and then I never saw them again. And I moved them all over the place.
Well, if you recall, you put them in the back of a car. 2 cars.
Oh,
you put them in the back of my car and then in the back of in a woman's car as well.
Right. Okay. So that was the wedding planner's car.
I think yeah. So
we're getting hung up on these boxes.
Let's get to the rehearsal dinner. What happened?
I must tell you, these boxes meant nothing to me the entire weekend.
I haven't thought about them.
This is the first time I've thought about them since.
True.
Yeah. So we get past the boxes, right?
Because you did a lot.
I mean, it was a
that
good
night.
it was a good bit of lifting. It was a good bit of lifting. But
yeah.
anyways, we actually go in. We get some entrees, and by entrees I mean appetizers.
Yeah.
And they were good. There was this one. There was like a what was the technical name for it?
I don't remember.
It was like a fritter of some sort.
Yeah, like there was a fritter there.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I had that. And then like there were a lot of people there. Like I thought the rehearsal dinner was just for like family and like the wedding party.
Well, bro,
but maybe
the
the entire wedding was there.
No, I'll tell you that right now. That was just family and the wedding party. But think about it. There was 40 people in the wedding party when you think about plus ones. And then you think about two families, extended family as well. There were 75 people there, which made up about half of the whole
That was
wedding.
half the wedding?
Yeah, that was half the wedding.
Yeah, no, it felt like it too because it was a lot of people. The room was very dark.
And I'll say that you felt the pressure. It showed that
I felt the pressure.
It showed that there were 75 people there.
Wait a second, because we went out and we did the rehearsal, which by the way was walking in grass for maybe 2.5 minutes. We walked in grass for 2.5 minutes and we said we're good to go for tomorrow, which I was like, all right, let's take a step back and maybe practice some things because you especially.
I had a lot of questions.
Yeah, we had questions. The dip didn't go very well in the rehearsal, and we were worried about it for the next 24 hours. But we kind of just left it at that. It was a good, what would you say, 2 to 3 minutes of rehearsing?
Truly, we were outside
for the biggest day of your life.
We were outside for 10 minutes, but yeah, you're right. It was maybe like, I think we ran through it 1.25 times.
Yeah,
and it is just walking.
So it was just walking through grass.
And I didn't know what to do with my hands. No one told me what to do with my hands in that whole rehearsal. So I then had to follow up with the minister the next day and say, what do I do with my
what do you do
gosh
with
darn hands?
Yeah. I was there when you were there, or when you were asking that.
True. That's why you're the best man.
And then remember, because we'll get to that. Okay.
Let's say it went pretty seamlessly though, the wedding. As little rehearsal there was, it seems like we knocked it out of the park.
I kind of think I think it helped. Nobody was overthinking anything. It was easy. It was
simple.
Were
the only mistake anyone made was you, and that's fine.
No, we'll get to that, but no, I didn't make any mistakes.
Okay.
All right, so
let's get to you being so gosh darn nervous.
I get, first of all, the dinner, incredible. That like pot roast thing was so good. That food was really good.
Yeah,
it's a great choice on that. And then it's time to make the toasts. So I thought your dad was going to introduce me as like the host, which I don't know why. Yeah,
like
that's kind of what it sounded like.
Though, but you're the host.
But instead, he was like already standing up there, and he just kind of like motioned to me, and so I'm like, okay, it's my time. So I get up there, and I say,
"You had nothing. You had nothing at all."
I had nothing prepared because I thought he had that covered, and that's on me. I should have known better. And so I think I mean, it was fine. I just kind of said, "Hey guys, we're gonna do some toasts now to start it off. Here's Brad and Amy Howard.
Yeah,
which we can cut out their names if you need.
No, it's fine. But you started out fine.
But well, here's the thing too. It was just your dad. But on the sheet that I got, it was both of them.
Yeah.
So I would like to say that.
Not on you at all.
Not on me. And so they speak. It's great. By the way, we don't have to go over everybody's toast because I will say every single toast was really good.
They all were really good. Can we talk about maybe what happened in between the toast though when you were talking? Because
that was my
That's where things started to come undone a little bit.
Because I think in between the first and second was fine, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
Do you remember?
It was just my family, and that was all fine. It was what happened after the third speech. That's where you first attempted a joke. Bro's shoes were tied together in his mouth the way he was tripping over these lines. It was crazy. I've never seen it. I really thought that you could handle a crowd, and later in the night you handle a crowd with excellence. So
right,
and we'll get to that. But for whatever reason, you got up there and you really kind of started shaking in your boots a little bit.
I did because I think you have to have a banger for the first joke, and I think the first joke didn't land, and so from then on, I was in my head. I was like, okay, this is not gonna work because I don't remember exactly which one the first one was.
It was,
but there were like two that I tried.
After Graham's, you were like, I don't remember what you said, but Graham's was kind of like, what was it? He like, it was something about how like he called me like little bro at the end of his speech, and then you were like, Yeah, he's also little bro to me because I hit my 9-iron way farther than him or something. But you were
something
stumbling
along
over.
those lines.
You kept messing it up.
Yeah, no, it wasn't good. It wasn't good. Like I saw an opportunity where if I'd worded it correctly, it could have been like that's fun.
No, I
didn't.
I saw the pieces come together. They just didn't connect. The pieces were there.
There was one point as well where I tried to make a big food reference, and I don't think the greater audience is aware of big blank, like big food, big pharma. Like they didn't connect the dots on that. And I'll say that's an audience problem because I think the big food joke was good.
It was good. I remember if I remember correctly, I laughed really loud, and then no one else made a sound.
Yeah, I kind of think it was really quiet, but I liked that you liked it because I could see that.
That's the thing is like at the end of the day, it was for me and Broccoli. It wasn't for anyone else. And if you got half of Matt and Brittany to laugh, you did half your job correctly.
Yeah, half my job right. And then the only other one was when somebody mentioned that you guys met on Hinge. And I didn't know that. And so I tried to, and I couldn't remember what I was going to say.
Are you being serious? You didn't know that?
I didn't know that. But
yes,
I mean,
did.
maybe you told me really early and I just didn't remember. But like, I get up there and I couldn't remember the point that I was about to make about Hinge. So I just kind of stared off into nothing for a second. I said, what was I going to say into the microphone?
You so did. And that's a really good story. I don't know if we ever talked about that on the podcast. I think we did. We talked about it last week or maybe the week before, that I never told my parents where me and Brittany met, just like as like a joke, because they met Brittany pretty early on and I didn't want to tell them that we met on Hinge then. And then it just kind of became a running joke until the wedding. And I was kind of waiting to see who would spoil that first. And then they would feel bad about being the person to ruin the announcement that we met on Hinge.
That's so funny.
And so that was what that speech was about, because the girl who gave that toast, she was the one who did it at one of the bridal showers. And she was the one who like said it to my mom. And then we were like, that's so funny. My mom didn't know that. And so she got really embarrassed. And so that's what she was talking about. And then you come up and you're like, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, I didn't know it either. And like, I know I
people
told
did
you,
like
bro.
People did like that, I feel like, but it was definitely in the moment. It felt like maybe a 2.5 minute pause where I was trying to remember what I was going to say.
Well, here's the thing. You and me are critiquing what happened right now in the moment.
Right.
And like, and no one else, it left no impact on nobody else but me.
Yeah.
And that's just because I knew I wanted to talk about it again here. You did.
Yeah.
You did so fine. And at the end of the day, you did your job. You didn't do.
Well, because then after that, after a couple slip ups, I just said, okay, from now on, I'm going up, grabbing the microphone, saying good job to the person who just spoke, and saying the names of the people who are to come. That's all I did for the rest of the thing. And then I thanked everybody on your behalf at the end, and was just a professional. And that's all it needed.
Most
to be.
importantly, your number one job was what?
My number one job was to keep those pesky other people off the microphone, and nobody sniffed the mic but me and the people on the list.
Right. And what happened at the very end, and you will get perfect credit for this, is that they were not getting up to grab the microphone. I'm sure they weren't. But as you were saying your closing remarks, someone stood up, and you could say that they, like, someone from the outside could have been like, oh, were they about to go speak next? Because like they were getting ready. Look, they just stood up. They're probably going to the bar or something. But what happened is you shut it down immediately, and then you took the microphone and put it on the stand right away.
Yes.
And he didn't take he hadn't taken one step. So you shut it down right when you needed to, and that was perfect.
Right.
So you did.
Can I say something?
Yeah,
I was unaware of that individual. So
you just no.
Yeah, didn't know that happened.
Take it one more time.
But I will take the credit.
No, take it one more time. Take it one more time. You saw it coming, and like a Secret Service agent, you jumped in front of the president and put that microphone away. And then also do a shout out to Body Armor one more time while you're doing it. So try again.
Okay. So yeah, I did see that, and they jumped up, and I said, "Not a chance." Right? And didn't I say that into the microphone? Actually, I said, "Not a chance.
Yeah.
Sit back down, buddy."
I think you called him Buckaroo. Actually,
I called him Buckaroo for some reason, and then I think I jumped up on the table, and then I started breakdancing, which powered by Body Armor because I would have had no energy for that otherwise. And then I jumped back off the table and put the mic in. I put the mic in quickly to the stand, which was easily accessible to everyone that wanted it. But I feel like by being in the stand, it kind of eliminates that mic is open feel.
It was a declarative statement that you did when you put it into that microphone stand. And
right.
You did
it was like speeches are no more.
Knowing speeches are no more. Knowing there was a threat, you declared speeches are no more. Okay. Great job. You really did. You did better than how we framed it, because at the end of the day, you did what you needed to do. But you were nervous, and I could tell. And so
No, and I absolutely next time I'll do better. That's what I'll say.
All right, man. We'll put you down on the calendar. Okay, but can I tell you something? Can I admit something to you now in the back? What was going on in the back of my head because you drove with us to you and your lovely girlfriend and the two Britneys drove with us to karaoke, which was kind of the thing that I was looking forward to most for the whole rehearsal dinner night. So excited about it because it was my favorite place in Nashville. Cross-eyed Critters. Cross-eyed Critters, baby. And it was like when I walked in, because we were some of the last people, not some of the last people, but we got there towards the end of people showing up. And so I walk into Critters and it's only people, like I see a few people I don't know, but like it's all our friends. And like we had that open to everyone on the wedding invite list. So there were people who weren't at the rehearsal dinner who were there too. And I walk in, I just see all my favorite people in the world at one of my favorite places in the world, knowing that we're about to have just so much fun. Because here's the thing about a place like Critters. Critters is so much fun if it's people you know doing it, or if someone does an exceptional job at karaoke. And doing an exceptional job at karaoke is not an easy thing to do. So I was in
there's a couple modes of it. We can get into it.
Yeah. And so where I was at as I was walking, I was like, walking in, driving over, I was like, is Tyler too nervous to handle this performance of Shallow by Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper that we had choreographed and rehearsed the day of, knowing that I'll say it. I do feel like I'm one of those people who falls under the ability to put up a great karaoke performance just for anybody, not just for my friends. My friends are very supportive when I do karaoke, and that's what makes it fun. I do it for my friends, but I have put up performances in the past that people have like come to me after the performance who I didn't know and have spoken highly of what I had done. And so I take great pride in my ability to do karaoke, not in a, like I'm a great singer or anything, but I would like to
control the room.
I would like to think that I engage the audience. It's entertaining. It's something that people don't just want to sit through. It's not some guy. His name was also Tyler, but the very first guy of the night.
Yeah, I was going to mention
Tyler from Las Vegas, who sang a 9-minute version of the train.
It was the longest version
song?
Of it was
Drops of Jupiter.
Drops of Jupiter.
Yeah, and so and that's not his fault. How is he to know that song repeats so many times? But he just stood up there, was not a good singer. If you're a good singer, it's a surprise and it's like a welcome. It's like something that you can enjoy in karaoke. Is you can enjoy someone who's really, really good, who probably shouldn't be at karaoke, who should be like doing this for money. But even
if you're a good singer doing karaoke, if you're just standing up there boring, like singing it well, it's like, all right, what are we doing?
Karaoke is an entertainment source. It is not it's not a talent competition. You just have to be entertaining. You have to be having fun, and you have to welcome the audience to have fun with you. So, all that being said, I was a little worried about you. I didn't think I thought you were a little resistant.
Can I say something now that it's over? Dude, I was nervous.
Yeah, and let's frame it right now. I'm going to speak on behalf of everyone who was there. The host of the karaoke said it too. One of the best karaoke performances I've ever seen that we pulled off.
We pulled off a great performance.
I'm sure I think this is fair to say. That was one of at Cross-Eyed Critters in Nashville, Tennessee. They do karaoke 4 nights a week, Thursday through Sunday. Maybe 3 nights a week, Thursday through Saturday. But we have to be in the top at least 500 of all time performances.
Yeah,
easily. I think that's a humble thing to say. I think it could be higher, but let's walk through it. We went pretty early on. We were probably like the third or fourth people to go.
I got to shout out the guy that hosted.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he looked like a Nashville hipster, and then he sounded like a 1985 country singer with like a nice deep voice.
He's super cool. He's a super cool guy. He's there a lot, and he's cool. Just fun. He's very engaging with the audience, and like
he's a good host.
When he needs to like bolster a performance, he will. And so what he does is, if there's a really good singer, he'll like harmonize with that singer, or he won't be on stage with them, but he'll just like make it even sound better. Or if it's like someone who is really struggling up there, like he'll like hype them up. Or if it's someone like us, it'll kind of just be like ours was obviously a comedic performance. You were Lady Gaga. We were like standing on opposite ends of the stage. We were like being very dramatic. We weren't making eye contact to start. And he's just like, oh yeah, come on, Lady Gaga, as you stand up and start your performance. So like he's very good at what he does.
He was playing into the bit.
Exactly.
He knew what we were doing.
Exactly. And he didn't spoil it either. Usually he'll like say the name of the song. He goes, you guys are just going to wait and see what this song is, because he knew.
I like that a lot.
And so we're going through the song. We're not making eye contact. Shallow, but everyone knows Shallow. If you don't, look it up. And while you're at it on Spotify, leave us a 5-star review, leave us a comment, and thanks for listening.
Yeah,
so
we know you're on Spotify.
We know you're on Spotify. Go ahead and drop a 5-star. That does big things for us. Okay, so we started. We're doing our dramatic singing. We sound pretty good too. Like the singing was actually pretty good. I was actually really impressed by how you sounded. You sounded a lot better than where you started. I knew you'd gotten a lot better, but you performed to where I knew you were at, which was really cool. So
I'll say the first half of the song we sounded really good, and then the other parts that maybe the higher notes you could say, we were relying on the crowd a lot, which is okay.
But we were leaning into it. We weren't being.
Oh yeah.
We were not trying to be good singers. We were. No. I can speak for myself. I was screaming I was screaming.
Yeah,
I was
only
only screaming.
So, yeah.
And I think you were probably doing something similar. But it was about we were trying to sell a performance. We weren't trying to sell a record deal, you know. And so we're like being like emotional. We're like in each other's eyes. We're making physical contact in like a funny, like fun way. And then we get to the and that's like the big moment where I'm like, all right, let's get the crowd so into it. So this is so funny.
Yeah,
and it's crazy. So funny. Check it out. Have we posted this on Instagram already?
Yeah, it's on Instagram.
It's on Instagram and TikTok at Until We Agree. Check out the video. This is like the climax of the song. We're getting back into the chorus, full volume. We're looking each other's eyes. I do a 90-degree turn towards the audience, both hands up, microphone out to them, inviting them to just belt us at the top of their lungs. Unbeknownst to me, unbeknownst to me, at the exact same time as the beat drops onto the chorus, you pull off a free no hands backflip that the audience loses their mind to, that I have no idea is happening. So I'm like, okay, they are so alive in this performance right now. Yeah. And they so were, but it was so much greater than I could have thought was going on. And so we end that and we step off stage and we're getting the host is like, that's the best thing I've ever seen. I've never seen anything like that.
He's looking over to us, be like, you stole the show. Like he's talking about it for a good minute after we're done.
Yeah. It felt so good because it was wedding weekend. All my people were there. You were with me up there, bro. I've never got to experience that kind. I've never got to experience karaoke at that level, and it was awesome. And it was a privilege to do it with you and with the people in that room. So much fun. You crushed it in every way.
Except for the lyrics. I did get, I think, all of the like Lady Gaga specific lyrics wrong.
Yeah, you did all the Bradley Cooper lines on the Lady Gaga part, and the guy was
the first verse twice.
The guy was in fact laughing into the microphone every time you did it, but that's okay. Yeah. No big deal there. You did. I was
trying my best not to look at the screen and to look into your eyes for the bit, so I did mess up the words quite a bit, but
that's okay.
It was never about the words.
It was entertaining. I think that was enough, and there were a few more entertaining moments that night. There was one girl who was with us who I think played all 6 characters in the Les Mis song, One Day More.
That was insane. And she was also really good. Yeah. She was really good. But it's like that's what I was gonna say about karaoke. Is like, yeah, you can be really good, but it's also so funny to do every part of a Les Mis song by yourself and also be good at it. Like that's absolutely crushed.
There's you have to have like something that makes it fun. You're right. And so there were a couple that did that, and then just everyone else was just having fun. It was a very fun time. We're 23 minutes into the episode. We haven't even gotten to the wedding yet.
I think we just love karaoke so much. That was it was definitely a highlight. Okay, we should move on though.
Yes.
Because we go on about karaoke all night.
Check it out on Until We Agree on Instagram and TikTok. It's there. Check it out. Have fun. Leave a like and a comment. Why not? Okay, so wedding day. How did you feel about wedding day? I felt great. What a moment for me. But what was your thoughts on everything?
The night before, right after karaoke, I was amped. I'm back to karaoke, by the way. I was
take 20 more minutes on it. It's fine.
Yeah, no, I was amped up to karaoke because it went really well. It had redeemed me from the couple slip ups at the rehearsal dinner.
Oh yeah.
But then as soon as I get in the Uber to go not home, but to go back where we were staying, I was thinking, I have to give a speech tomorrow. And so that's what I was thinking about. So I went to bed really nervous, woke up. And then before we had our noon lunch, I rehearsed it a couple times and I was like, okay, this is as good as it's going to get. So let's run with it. And then I was kind of okay from there. Like I wasn't nervous. I mean, I was nervous, but I wasn't like, it wasn't as bad as it was the night before.
Mm-hmm.
So then we go to Edley's barbecue in Nashville.
Not sponsored though.
Now they're kicking us out of this place. They say you're not allowed in here. There's a party of 11 in there, and I say this is what happens when we show up. I say, yeah, I know you guys don't do reservations. We have like 11 people, or 12 people, I think. And, can we just go lock down a table? And they're like, there's actually already a party of 12 in there, so I don't think that's going to work. And I was like, that sounds like it might be us, right? And she goes, no. And so
no,
I said,
like she would know.
Can I take a peek? And so like we go in there, I'm like, yeah, that's us. And then she lets us in.
You're just
and
guarding
so now
that door like
every
crazy.
time. Yeah, every time somebody came in, except for you who came in through the back door, like that was really smart. But everybody else, I had to go up to the front and say, yeah, they're with us. This is not a nightclub. This is not an exclusive nightclub. This is a lunch spot that is open to the public at all times.
And let's be real, it was not even half full.
It wasn't,
like, it was
because I was
crazy.
like, the line was out the door for maybe 5 minutes, but then.
But that was because she wasn't letting people in.
We looked, yeah, and then we looked back at the line and it was just us in line by the time we got there. So it didn't make any sense. They were really protective of this place, but it was good. It was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you to your dad for our groomsmen lunch there.
Well, I paid for it, but yeah.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I didn't. Shout out dad for
okay.
real.
Why would you lie about that?
I just want people to like me more, bro.
No, man. Yeah, lying about paying for other people's lunch is definitely the way to go. So what happened after that? I rode with somebody. You left early because somebody messed up your shave.
Yeah, dude. Oh, I don't even want to talk about it. I paid this woman so much money to shave my face, and she didn't even like shave the hairs off. So I had to go home or go to the new house. Everyone was going to my other house where me and my roommate are, but I had to go. I had already moved all my stuff to the new house, so I had to go there first and fix my shave, which I pulled off. I think really well. So crisis averted there.
It looked good. Yeah.
Yeah. So had to do that. Then we went back to the other house, watched a little bit of the Masters.
Known beard grower Matt Howard.
Come on, son. And so watched some of the Masters, and we had to go to the wedding to do pictures. We were dressed up, ready to go. Me and you drove together, and I was not nervous at all.
Dude, come on, man. Dude, you were so nervous. Okay, you were trying to play it so cool.
But I felt parts of me felt so cool though. Parts of me the parts of me when I like think of like the big picture of getting married, I felt so fine. I was not worried about getting married, but the whole day was just pressure packed.
I didn't think you were. Yeah, it's just like
I just was feeling it.
You have to like hit your marks at every spot because it has to be perfect. And yeah. I could tell you were feeling the moment a little bit.
Yeah,
which was good. I think you need that, but you were like denying it just left and right.
Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah. So we're sitting in a stable, an actual stable in a barn, which the wedding was not barn themed. There just happened to be a barn on site. And that's where the groomsmen
The wedding was
stayed.
at a winery.
Yeah.
Current winery, former redacted.
Former winery. Yeah. It was always a winery, man. Don't look into it too hard.
It was always a winery, except for that one part of history where really
phase,
bad things
let's
happened.
Let's say like 1795 to like 1865, exactly that time.
Yeah, exactly that time. Yeah.
But yeah, so we're sitting in a converted stable, and we had this great bit that we wanted to run by the wedding planner. So tell us what the bit was.
Okay. It wasn't actually a bit that I wanted to run by the wedding planner. You made me do it for her, like a little dance monkey. Because, okay, she didn't even have the rings yet to give me, but she walked in and like just checking on us, I guess. I forget exactly why, but you were like, "Oh yeah, he wants to do this bit. Go ahead and do it." And then I just do like the simple like patting my pockets thing, like we had discussed about losing the rings as the one best man job of the actual ceremony, and so. She laughed and then smiled and like probably left because she's probably seen that a billion times.
No, but then I said, our bit is actually we lose them for like 5 to 10 minutes, and until grandma and grandpa are on their knees, that's when we finally go, just kidding. But yeah, she gave us a humble laugh, which was good.
Yeah, a nice chuckle, as to not ruin our big day.
Yeah, and now go ahead. We got a lot to get through, man. Let's get to the wedding.
Okay, so the ceremony
wedding comes
happens.
And goes.
It's
what
beautiful.
Happens? Yeah,
it's a great ceremony. I do reach in my pocket. I put them specifically in the left side of my chest pocket inside my jacket. So I reach in, And then I said, and I feel that they're on the right side. I feel them. I know that they're in there, and I feel them.
But you can't. You can't say that to everyone. You don't have a microphone. You just have to find.
I know.
them.
I don't have a microphone, and that might be part of the issue. So I have to now. I move my jacket a little bit so I can reposition to get to the right side. And the minister, who is doing a great job at the wedding, says into his microphone, and I'm like, dude, I have them right here. Why don't you chill out, man?
Yeah, only one microphone though, so he's controlling the audience.
So I do get those out, and again, it's like 2 seconds. It was not a huge thing, but he made it a huge thing. And also, right before the wedding, we joked about doing a little switcheroo up on stage, dude, and you didn't like that very much.
I didn't like it, or he didn't like it? I thought it was funny.
He didn't seem to like it.
Okay,
but you tried to pull me away from the joke.
Yeah, because he's a pastor. You can't say the old switcheroo where I end up kissing you instead of her. You can't make that joke to the pastor.
Dude, I don't know, man.
You didn't know your audience there, so I was trying to save you the trouble, and that's all that was.
Maybe that's why he made it such a big deal.
So the wedding's over. Can I talk about my favorite bit of the night?
Yeah.
During cocktail hour, we take a bunch of pictures, and then we finally get to come out and like socialize with people. And I get a plate of food that was given to me for my bride of all the hors d'oeuvres, but I have so many, and I'm like, how funny it would be if I'm like one of the waiters. And so then I become one of the waiters, and I'm giving people hors d'oeuvres.
That's good. I did not notice that you were doing that.
Oh dang, man, you missed it. Oh,
I didn't see that. That's
dude,
a good
we got the voicemail thing back too. We don't have time to. That might be a next week thing we delve into, because you were on there. You actually, I believe you messed up 3 times, and so you answered, hung up, answered, and then hung up again. We'll play the clip next week.
That doesn't sound right.
We'll get into it. I think it was you, because someone messed up 2 times in a row, and then you come in next. So I just assume it was you. But anyway, so we'll get into that. But the reception's going on. Dinner's going on. We come in, and can I tell the Rat Pack the low point of the entire weekend?
Dude, yeah, this sucked.
Screw
this little like 4'2" guitar player.
He was a great guitar player,
he was really good at guitars.
He was also like the MC of the dinner portion of the night, and so Hutch, we all know Hutch. We all love Hutch. I'm not going to say hit it redacted, because this is a long episode. I don't want to edit that in right now. Hutch had so graciously, because we picked this song that was very poppy, that was very good for us, but it was so fast, so upbeat. It didn't feel like a first dance song. But Hutch was so gracious to record a cover of it, a very high, it was so professionally well done, and it sounded so much like a first dance song. It was piano, it was beautiful, it was slow, it felt so good. And so we sent I don't even know how, that's the only file we sent him for the first dance. I don't know how it didn't even have the name, like it just said, it didn't even have the name of the song on it. So I don't know how he went on Spotify and just found the actual song and played the recording. And I were just saying, like, what do we do? In hindsight, I should have just stopped him and been like, this isn't it. And then like maybe after dinner, when we did like the father-daughter dance and the mother-son dance, we could have also done that dance as well and just give him a chance to get it put in. But we just went with it. And then we were just so disappointed though, because it's Hutch. It wasn't because like we didn't get like our song, but I was so excited that Hutch had done this. It was like when Hutch randomly dropped the Until We Agree theme song without me even asking for it. Hutch just does this stuff, and he's so sick with it. And so I was so excited to have him be part of it. And then so after we're like, we're talking to wedding planner, we're like, that was not the first dance song. We're like, what happened? And so they're like all freaking out, and they're like trying to figure out a solution. We're like, well, we have a private dance at the end of the night, and so we like pivoted off of that. So I sent the file again, which somehow they didn't have, but it's whatever. And so we got to do that at the end of the night, the private last dance. What I'm going to do though, because Hutch deserves better. Hutch deserved to be heard by all those people. I think copyright, we're fine with this. We're going to put the whole thing at the end of this episode. Listen to the whole cover of Dancing in the Kitchen by Lainey by Hutch, because it's so good. Just cut to the very end, you'll get to hear it. But that was what we wanted our first dance song to be. So it was kind of a bummer. It really took me a few minutes to snap out of it, because I was like, man. And like, the song, it was so fast. And so we were like, we had this whole dance choreographed, and like, we just couldn't do it. Like we did it fine. I don't think anyone really noticed.
Honestly, no, if you didn't know, it looked really good. And even if you did, like, it did look good. Like it went with the music. You guys nailed it. But the only reason I knew that Hutch was going to be doing the song, and so when that song played, first I was like, oh, this is a little faster than I thought it was going to be, and then it was not Hutch's voice, and I said, oh, wait a second, and then
known pop star Lainey came on.
I also could like see you guys mouthing like wrong song back and forth, and so I put the pieces together quite quickly.
Dude, you're
I'm a bit of a sleuth, and. Yeah, it was confirmed when you came back and you told me they played the wrong song, and I said I really thought so.
Man, you really had that one nailed down. That was sick. But we got it done. We had a really nice moment. It got recorded and everything. So we have the Hutch dance and everything. But we'll put the actual recording that Hutch did at the end of this episode. So go check that out. Don't miss that. It's really, really good. So that was that. And then we come to your speech.
First, while you were away, like doing the cake cutting, or you were doing something, and I was talking with the maid of honor, and we were like trying to discuss like, oh, who's gonna go first? Like, if they don't tell us, like, she was gonna go first. That she's kind of volunteered to do that, and I was like, okay, cool. And then about 3 minutes later, before the cakes are getting cut, the wedding planner comes up. She says, okay, you're going first. And then you're gonna come and stand right here, which I was already planning on standing right next to you.
Right.
But that did not happen.
It's okay.
For content purposes, it ended up being fine though, because then cakes were being cut and it was my time to shine. And I will say the 2 minutes before I got that microphone in my hand, I was feeling nervous.
Yeah.
Because it was your big day. I didn't want to fumble. I couldn't. And then I was thinking of the night before, fumbling the lines that I had, all the good jokes.
Yeah.
But then after the first line, after I said about 4 words, and since you knew what I was going to say, you started laughing. And then I was like, oh, we're in here. We're in the pocket.
No, yeah, you were fine. You were well rehearsed, and it showed. And it was so good. I thought, and this is like, you should get more credit for this. Narratively, like storytelling wise, you told an incredible story, because you think about like how like our friendship opened with me being Manti Te'o on stage dancing by myself, and then you close being like, I'll never have to dance. I'm getting goosebumps right now, bro. Oh my gosh.
I thought of that line like 6 months ago, and I was like, I gotta squeeze that in.
You'll never have to dance alone ever again. I was like, no.
I've been sitting on
way.
that for a while.
It was so good. It was just so well executed. And then we got to flex our whole path of friendship. We got to flex our permanent friendship bracelets, give them a fist up in the air. Come on, son. It was so sick. You did such a great job, and I'll say it, I was moved and touched by it.
Dude, that is awesome. Dude. No, because I kept looking back, and you don't take compliments that well is the issue.
Sure.
So when I got to the nice part, which the people on here will never hear, I'm not nice.
Of course.
I'm
gonna post it when I get it.
I was looking, and you were just giggling away, and I was like, dude, I'm trying to be nice.
Yeah, I didn't like it. I just wanted you to stay mean, but that was okay. No, it was really nice.
But that was Then once that was done, I was free to dance.
Ooh, and dance you did,
and more.
Dance you did. The band comes on. We go to the next room.
Dude, you're a dance machine, by the way.
I love dancing.
Matt danced the entire 3 hours that was available to dance.
Bro, why would I not?
Unbelievable. I've never seen anything like it.
Never
seen anything like it.
Live band going crazy. I'm on my knees. They're hitting every note. They have a guitar player who shreds. They have a saxophone player who takes a solo every other song and crushes it. All of it goes so well, so much fun. The last hour especially, they took a break and they came back and played all the hits. The last hour was so much fun.
They crushed.
So hype. You got in a dance competition where it felt like you sustained a pretty serious injury, because let's be real, Tyler has one, now 2 moves, because from what I understand, you pulled up. Yeah, you have one for sure, and then you attempted a second move. And
well, let me get
did not go well.
So they pulled 3 of us to do a dance competition, right? And so they pull me first. Did you tell them to pull me, by the way? I don't know how they picked me out. I was just standing almost in the back of the room, and they pulled me.
You were back middle though. You were eye line.
I was an easy target, I guess. So I walk out. I do my little rhythmic walkout. I'm shaking. I'm moving.
You were shaking, bro. I could see everything.
And the video. There's a video. We'll put it out there, because I do my backflip, my one move, You know it's coming because you do this little jump and throw your arms like crossed down. You know what I'm talking about?
I do what?
Like you like kind of jumped as I land the backflip and like you're hype and you like cross your arms down low. Like you like throw your arms and you're pumped.
Yeah.
And then right off that, no hesitation, I jump into a like front splits.
Yeah. A full, and you did it. Like you did it fully.
Dude, if you look at the replay, I get down there.
If you look at the replay
I've never
too,
done that before.
If you look at the replay too, you can see you can literally see your lower body snap.
Yeah, so
like,
my shoe pops off, my ankle like rolls to the side, and you don't know this from the video unless I were to tell you, but I thought I tore my hamstring in that.
No, I'm being serious. You need to go back and rewatch it. You can see your hamstring like react, like pretty graphically. I'm honestly shocked that like you were fine like 2 days later because it was truly like it looked horrific. It looked like when like someone gets a slow motion of an injury and it's like they like their bone comes out or they pop their Achilles on like a replay on like on the NFL or something. That's what it looked like. It looked really bad.
Well, and I could tell it looked bad because the reaction that you had was the funniest thing I've ever seen. I immediately goes from like you pumped on a backflip to I'm jumping in the splits and you are hands on your head, mouth to the floor, and Brittany is fully turning around. She just can't look anymore.
it was horrifying.
I limp back, right? I limp back to the back of the room where I was standing.
And you're done. And
the
you're
other
done.
two people go.
You're totally done. You don't have to do any more.
I'm chilling. And then they go, okay, round two. And I'm like, man, I should have saved the splits for round two. And so I walk out, I limp out, and I hit another backflip. And then I just look at the singer. I just look at the singer and just probably like a sad puppy.
Like a lost animal.
Yeah, and she's just like, oh, that's all you got, okay. And I'm like, yes.
Yeah, she goes, you get 4 bars. Everyone gets 4 bars, and you take half of 1 bar.
I was so out of it. All I could think about is how am I gonna walk for the next week. But luckily, I go and I stretch out. It continued to be really painful actually the rest of the night.
Yeah.
But we'll go ahead and close that loop right now. I woke up the next morning and it was fine. I don't know how I'm superhuman, but it was great.
That's good. That's good because you did one. Then you had to do one more flip after that, and then we just go back. Then we just go back to partying. You didn't even win the dance off, but that's fine.
I didn't. No, I had no right to win the dance off.
I think you might have gotten 3rd place.
I started just
the cheers got much more quiet.
Well, they did the cheers for me, and people did cheer.
Yeah, the first time
and then I started like they did it again, and I just like threw my hands in the air and like was like waving them off. I was like, no, please no.
And they stopped immediately. Everyone was like,
they did stop immediately. It was almost like, yes, we agree, we're pitying you, and we're done now. Yeah, and so they did move on.
Yeah. So you didn't win, but then the rest of the night goes hard. They gave me the microphone on Don't Stop Believing, which was fun.
Yeah, they did. Which I tried to. I also bumped into somebody heavily when I heard No Diggity come on. Because part of my speech and what you had actually told me to do is if they started playing No Diggity, find or get the microphone and give it to you.
Yeah.
And so when I heard that, I was out of the room eating cake, and I sprinted in. I bumped into somebody really hard. I don't know who it was. I didn't have time to look back.
It was Derek because you guys both were trying to do the same thing, get the microphone.
Okay,
but the reason I didn't do it, it was the saxophone player's only song of the night.
It was, and I respected that of you. So yeah, and he was good. He was good. He was the best one of their band, in my opinion.
Yeah, he was really good.
But yeah, then you just kept dancing, man. You didn't stop dancing.
Can I tell you one of those? Like obviously that weekend is gonna have like a lot of moments that stick with me forever. One of those moments happens the very last song of the night. It was just like it was very surreal getting into like we were going hard. It was Mr. Brightside. Mr. Brightside is my favorite like live song anyone can do. So I was having so much fun, and it was just one of those really special moments where I was like looking around, and everyone I know and love has stuck with me till 11 p.m. jumping.
Yeah,
like every single person is jumping along, like singing along, dancing along. And we're all just in a tight circle, just everyone's around me and Brittany. It was just a special moment that was one of those. I got goosies when you closed your speech. I got goosies in that moment, and it was just a special moment. got to close the doors, and it was just me and Brittany. Got to do the Hutch song, which again is coming up so soon. Go to the end of the episode if you want to hear it now. Go listen to it, and then come back. Got to have our private dance moment, and then we come out, do the streamers. The streamers went a lot. I've never seen streamers go that well before. The picture that we have with the streamers are really good.
They were. I kept waving one in your head, but you didn't notice.
There was a lot of
going on. There was a lot going on. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
and you were just trying to get in the car simply. Right. And then my clothes hanger caught on your pocket.
Because I got stuck and I was like walking, but I couldn't move.
Yeah.
And so I because it was approaching 11:30 at this point, and our wake up call was 2:30 a.m. and I had not packed at all because I had just finished laundry it was stressful. I had just moved in that week and I had to do laundry that morning. Laundry was finished. I didn't have time to fold it yet, so I had to get back and just get ready to leave and pack and have everything ready to go. So like I didn't sleep that entire night because we got back and then immediately I started packing, do all that, and then we're out the door. Brittany's asleep. 2:30 wake hits and I haven't even gone to sleep yet, and we had to get out the door and get to St. Lucia. So
the Luche.
Let's get to the Luche. You weren't there, so I'm just going to give some highlights of what happened. Everything went really smoothly getting down there and getting back, which was good because I booked using credit card points, and it wasn't a preferred vendor that we flew on. We flew on Delta, and that was not a preferred partner. So I was a little nervous. Why'd you say that about Delta? Delta's great.
Delta sucks.
Well, not this time. Everything went so smoothly until the very last second, until we landed back in Nashville at midnight on Saturday night, Sunday morning, when someone got arrested and they wouldn't let us off the plane because they had to arrest this person.
What? Who got arrested?
Just some woman.
For being unruly?
It looked like she was on drugs or something because it was very weird. We'll get to it. So,
okay.
Sunday morning, out the door, I ate these granola bites on the plane. They were really good. I kind of need to find more of them. So that was the highlight of the trip down, and then land in St. Lucia, and it's about an hour drive because there's no interstates or anything. There's really essentially only 2 roads in St. Lucia that are like main roads, and so we took one of them up. The driving there is insane. First of all, they drive incorrectly. They drive British, which is weird.
Weird.
Yeah, but so you drive on the wrong side of the road, and then they're passing each other. They're honking at each other. They're like on each other's bumpers the entire time, like going on like the side of mountains with like no guardrails or anything. It is intense. It's really fun though. Once you get back and you survive. But so that was intense. Get there, and then I'm so delirious at this point. The rest of the night, like I just kind of come in and out of consciousness. Like we meet our butler. He takes us around the resort. And then we order food to the room, and then like I just like fall asleep. I wake up to Rory McIlroy winning the Masters. I only see the playoff. That's all I see of the Masters. It's on TV, but like I slept.
And this?
Yeah.
You don't know this, I don't think?
Okay.
Shout out to Noah. He sent me a Masters 2025 flag that he got from Augusta.
That is so sick. And it commemorates your boy Rory's win. That's so sick. Wow. That's cool.
Hey Rat Pack, Editor Matt here, just checking in. Didn't want to do this, but I'm about to talk to myself for about 4 minutes. Unbeknownst to me and you, Tyler goes to the bathroom and doesn't tell me. So I just kind of keep talking. I give him chances to cut in, and he never does. So I just figure it's Matt time to shine. But unfortunately, it's just me, and there's gonna be a big gap where I finally catch on that he's not there, and that just explains the big gap of silence and where it's gonna come back when he decides to actually show back up and do his job to finish his episode. Thanks, Rat Pack.
So that goes on. That's all I see. And then like I kind of fall out of consciousness again. And I wake up the next morning. I'm feeling much more rested. Day 1, Monday, beach day. I don't have any notes on the agenda about this day, but it was a great day. Super chill. I didn't get any sunburns. I got a little bit burned, but not anything severe, which was my big concern because did you know that the UV can go above 10, the UV index? Because I didn't, but it does do that in St. Lucia. And so it was at 11 the entire week, which was crazy. But no tragedies when it came to sunburn, which was good. The next day, my first ever round of golf, international, never played out of the country before, on rented clubs. They were really nice rented clubs, but bro, I shot a 79, broke 80 my first round out of the country. Are you there? Are you there? Hello? Hello?
Oh no, bro, sorry. I thought you were gonna keep yapping for a while, so I went to use the restroom. I could hear you the entire time, but I really thought that you were gonna just keep going. I didn't think I was getting any questions because I wasn't here. You said that, and I wasn't here.
That was a big gap.
So I had to use the restroom.
You were gone.
I've been
for
getting
30
getting
seconds.
hydrated because I'm getting healthy now. I got a Whoop, and
That's great. Anyway,
So-
so the honeymoon.
yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Shut up, 79, bro.
79 is sick, dude.
Sick, bro. So yeah, so did that. That was one of my notes. Okay, and then that same day we start to get pictures back, and I think this will be the first Instagram post we post about this episode. The picture, you know what picture I'm talking about? Are you gone again?
No, I'm trying to imagine the picture you're talking about. What
I sent it
picture
to
are
you, and
talking
I said you gotta chill, man, from the wedding. It's
I
a
know you
picture
said
where
that.
we're
Oh,
walking
yeah,
and you're
the
you're
gaze.
staring at me or gazing at me so lovingly,
Dude,
and then I'm like, you
gazing
gotta chill,
past you,
man.
of course.
You're not though. You're looking right at me, and then you're like,
No.
actually, I think this is the picture where they told all of us to like look at you, and I'm so glad you said that because I'd actually just cropped it down to me and you, but there were other people in the pictures, and no one else was looking at me at all but
No,
you.
man.
So that was so funny.
Dude, slandering me.
No, bro, check it out on Instagram
Bro was
until we
sitting there,
agree.
Bro almost cried on the altar.
No, I didn't, bro. Maybe Misty, but that's it. But don't even tell the Rat Pack that. Okay, so we gotta get through this. We're pushing 1 year anniversary numbers right now. So, oh, dude, we got 2 new countries this week. Should I do the voices?
Yes, what are they?
Dominica and Saint Lucia.
Okay.
And
What
so,
St. Lucia sound like? You've just been there. You would know.
yeah. So, okay. So here's Dominica first. Hey, it's Matt from Until We Agree. I think what happened is when I listened to the episode the first time, I never got the St. Lucia update, but Dominica did update. So I think that one was just me. And then Brittany listened to it, and then the St. Lucia one comes through. So here's my impression of someone from St. Lucia listening to Until We Agree. Hey, it's Brittany from Matt and Tyler from Until We Agree. That's what my wife sounds like, by the way.
She sounds like that. Whoa, my wife. That's crazy.
Dude,
First time you
crazy,
said
man.
that.
Well, it's not at all, actually, but
Well, to the rats, it is.
to the rats for sure. Shout out the rats for real. So the week goes on, and now we have the next moment. Do you see on the list Matt Damon vows?
Yeah, you
So,
texted me this. You
yes.
just said Matt Damon vows.
So we had an excursion where we went to a volcano and then we did a sulfur spring dip and got like mud on us and stuff that like is supposed to be really good for your
That
body and
sounds
like
sick.
makes you young. It is. It has ruined some of my clothes, but that's okay. But I feel much younger. My skin feels much younger. But part of that excursion as well was we would get to snorkel in this place called Marigot Bay, which is part of the Jade Mountain
I'm sure
Resort.
that's how it's pronounced too.
I think it is.
Yeah.
Part of
You-
Jade
you
Mountain and
sounded
Sugar
confident.
Beach, which is the most like exclusive, richest part. If you know about St. Lucia, they have these like famous landmarks, which are these tall, weird shaped mountains called the Pitons. And this is in like the Valley of the Pitons, and it's this really fancy beach. This is where the most expensive resorts are. Celebrities are there all the time. They filmed two proposals of The Bachelor there, 2010 and then 2014, I think. So it's like it's the place to be. And bro, get this. And since the outro is gonna be Hutch's song, we're not going to be able to have you do any improv as Matt Damon from the movie Downsizing, but
That's okay.
she pointed out the spot where Matt Damon from the movie Downsizing renewed his vows.
No way.
So I want to give you a chance, middle of the episode. This doesn't happen often. Some people may have never heard this before because they stopped listening after Hutch comes on at the end. We have outros now. We have post-credit scenes like we're a Marvel movie. And essentially a lot of them revolve around the movie Downsizing and Tyler playing a character from it. So I'm going to set the scene for you.
Okay.
You are Matt Damon from the movie Downsizing, renewing your
Liking it.
vows at Sugar Beach in St. Lucia. And action.
Hey guys, it's me. Hold on. Hey guys, it's me, Matt Damon. I'm here at Sugar Beach in St. Lucia. I do.
I do again.
I do again.
There you go. Wow. That was really good, man. So that was really cool. What a special moment to see one of our favorite celebrities, one of the more famous Matts out there for sure, getting to renew their vows. He was there 15 years earlier renewing his vows, but it felt nice to know that I was there too. So
I wonder if is he still married to who he renewed his?
I don't know. That's a great question. I will say me and Brittany
bet
are
I
still
can find
married, and that's better. So
That's good.
yeah. So
He's
while
still
you're-
married.
Nice. Shout
Can
out.
I say something?
Yeah, please do.
They renewed their vows after 5 years.
Man, those first 5 years must have been pretty rough.
Is that how that works?
I don't know. I thought you only renew your vows if things are going pretty bad and you decide to love each other again.
I think it can be a good thing too. I think it can be. I think it can go either way actually.
Oh, okay.
I think it's either really good or really bad, and it's never in the middle.
If I know Matt Damon, I know it was probably really good. So let's just pretend that that's what happened, even if it wasn't what's happened. So my last story I'll tell you before the girl who got arrested on the plane, who delayed us getting home, even though I was really tired. This is a Caribbean. I think I actually say, is that how you say it? You say it Pirates of the Caribbean. You say it different, except when you're talking about Pirates of the Caribbean. It's the Caribbean, but everyone says Pirates of the Caribbean. So this is
I always say Pirates of the Caribbean, but yeah, it is Caribbean.
Right. And so this is a Caribbean toilet story. And you know how we love toilet stories. And this feels close enough to a Hutch song, 2 Hutch songs actually, that it's good to say it. So you're not going to believe me when I tell you this, man. This is crazy. So we were at dinner one night at the resort. This is probably this place required a reservation. So one of the fancier places. First of all, it was horrible. It was the only bad food we had the entire week. And luckily there was an English pub next door that sold gave us chicken wings that saved the whole night for us, because this was like one of the fancy restaurants. And of course the French, leave it to the French to make bad food at an all-inclusive resort. It would only be them. But that's not the point. I'm sick of the French too. Speaking of Europeans though, this story revolves around a British person. We use that word very loosely here. Say what was that?
I feel like you missed it. I said who's a peon? A British person who's a peon? European?
Yeah, I get it. No, I get it. That was actually really
It's a bathroom
funny.
story.
Yeah, no, I get it. And so I'm gonna say word for word. This woman was probably like, she was with her parents, but you had to be at least 21 to be there because it's an adults only place. So she was probably 21 or 22. And I want you to listen to what this woman said to an actual real life person. Excuse me, miss. Can you please point me to the toilets? That's how she talks, bro. It was insane.
Dude, please tell me there's more to that.
No,
please.
That's it. I couldn't believe they actually talk like that, though.
Bro, we've been over this, dude. Remember, I went to London.
I know,
and I heard them out in the wild. Like they really just say words, and it sounds so whimsical, but they say them.
It's like they say like the most gross things ever in the most whimsical way, and it's so stupid. I'm so sick of I'm sick of Britain. I'm sick of France after this trip, but everywhere else in the world, I'm kind of cool with. So. Honeymoon was so much fun, so great, a lot of really good, fun experiences. And then we get on our way back and we take planes, as we do. Delta Airlines, you know Delta, they like to land in Atlanta, make you stop in Atlanta for a second. Had some really good Panda Express, shout out Panda Express. We will try to get sponsored by you at some point as well, so we'll keep that one in. And then we have our last leg. We've gone through hours of flights. We've flown out of dinky little airports. We walked on the runway at one point. Everything's gone smoothly though. All we had to do is fly 34 minutes from Atlanta to Nashville, get off the plane and get home. And it's late. It's about, we land at midnight. Everything, the plane takes off on time. But this girl, we were all going through, you know how you load on in your group, and she was in one that she was at the front trying to find her ticket for the entirety of boarding.
Real quick, I just start you right there. I think you said she was about to be in the, she was trying to get in the, was in the, what boarding group was she in, Matt?
I don't know, but she boarded before us, but she was up there for essentially the entirety of boarding. And she was acting very normal. She was digging through her bags, trying to find her ticket. Kind of weird that she didn't have a mobile ticket at this day and age, but that's its own story. So that should have been a red flag at first. She was like our age. She was young.
Okay, yeah, that's weird.
And so
a paper ticket.
Yeah, but she couldn't find it. And so, but like the gate agent was the most chill guy I've ever seen be a gate agent. And I truly think she was the last person on the plane. I truly think he gave her just a first class ticket. And I don't know if she actually had a ticket at all, because by the time we land, everyone landing. And you know how I feel about people who stand up right when the airplane lands. Yes. I'm okay with it now, just because as long as you're not moving forward, if you're just stand up and stay in your place, you're
a bit of a hero.
You're a bit is a stretch. You are much of a hero. So I'm okay with that. Everyone's standing up, getting ready to get off, and then the flight attendant just goes, "Everyone, just take a seat for a second while we deal with this issue. I'm calling law enforcement." And at first, it's kind of like, what?
That's sketchy, yeah.
Yeah, and then it kind of gets kind of scary because it's like, did someone like give you a note saying there's a bomb on board, and so who knows what's going on?
Whoa.
I'm not in the airport now. I can say bomb.
Whoa.
So who knows, bro? It could be anything because no one was like acting belligerent or anything. We didn't see anything. It wasn't like that guy who was in that Burger King hat. Remember him?
No, man.
Okay, that's not a good reference then. But people who were like very like loud and obnoxious and like obviously deserving to be kicked off a plane. There was no one who was acting outrageous. But then we come in, or the police come in, and they take the same girl off who was somehow in first class, and like they're just like, you had to get off right now. And so they take her, and then we pass her there. But there's like 5 police officers when we pass her off the plane, and she's just like in one of the seats by the gate, and she looks just toasted, gone. So who knows what happened on that plane, and who knows how she got on the plane, and who knows if she should have even been on the plane. But she was there, and she kept us on the plane for about 30 more minutes. So I'm just tired, man. I just want to get home. I was
hoping you'd know the story.
What?
I was hoping you'd know the story, like what happened up there that made law enforcement be involved.
Bro, here's the thing: is they just didn't tell us, and I wish they did, but they
You
didn't.
weren't privy to that information, right?
I'm not a pilot. I'm not a flight attendant. I'm not even an air traffic controller. So that's the end of wedding 8 days, wedding 9 days, whatever it was. So much fun, so special, so enjoyable, bro. But any final thoughts before we get to Q&A?
No, we just hit an hour, which is kind of nuts.
Yeah, this is going to be a long one, but this one may not be edited very well. It'll be edited clean, but I don't know if I want to. This is going to be a lot to get through. So
yeah,
let's get into Q&A.
They're all quick. Ronnie asked, "Why is it broccoli?"
Because yeah.
Huh?
No, go ahead.
Just because.
That's it. Like that, there's no more.
Yeah, she chose that nickname one time.
She chose it herself of her own volition,
against her will, even though she tried to lie about it at the wedding, and witnesses spoke up.
Yep. So Matt says, "I could feel the eye contact through the screen. You and me both, Matt. It was tough, me and you being together last week. It was weird. It didn't feel right, but at the end of the day, we had fun, I think. So it was fine."
And then,
go ahead.
Oh, no, please.
I was just going to say, if you want to leave a question, leave a comment on Spotify or Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
Or TikTok until we agree on all of them. And leave us a 5-star too. I know we've said it once. We'll say it again. Leave us a 5-star. Why not?
Kim asked, do you think bears or raccoons would be the better sentient species ruling Earth, assuming humans are out of the picture? Also, I got to meet a bunch of the rats that I hadn't been able to meet yet.
Shout them out.
So that was really good. Shout them out?
Yeah.
I mean, I got to meet Zach and Katie at the rehearsal dinner. Didn't get to meet Kim until later at karaoke. But it was maybe like 30 seconds because it was really loud in there. And then I didn't see her the rest of the weekend.
She was at the wedding, but
Kim.
The wedding was kind of, I really didn't get to talk to as many people as I went to at the wedding. But there's one other person, but yeah, shout out Kim for real. Kim's great. There's one person who I think may have stolen the show for you just because of the lore that this person carries. Buffalo legs, bro.
Oh, bro. I forgot about this because this was also at karaoke. It was very loud again, and I met the one, the only, B-Legs, Buffalo Legs.
B-Legs herself in the flesh.
If you're somewhat new to the podcast, yeah, you might not know the lore, but Matt will tell you. Editor Matt will tell you what episode to go listen to find out.
He's not going to do that. He's not going to do that. Oh,
it's just ladies. About first dates.
It's ladies' night, isn't it?
Ladies' night spelling bee.
Ladies' night spelling bee. It's from last June or July. You can go find it yourself.
Great episode.
Yeah.
Buffalo Legs. Shout out Buffalo Legs. Shout out Kim.
Yeah.
Shout out Katie and Zach.
Yeah. And I would say bears just because they're bigger.
Yeah, and raccoons are kind of rats, so I guess we have agreed.
Man, we finally agreed this episode. Dude, have we had an argument in 6 months?
No.
This show is taking on a new life, but we'll get back to it.
This is a wedding planning podcast.
We've been in best man mode for so long, but that's done. You're no longer that to me. You don't mean anything to me anymore. So we're back to who we need to be. So we've already done the Matt Damon thing. I think we're good to just end this episode. Stick around after Hutch to hear more Hutch. So on 3, hit it, Hutch.
Oh, thank you for listening. City lights looking like ice underneath the stars. Beautiful, but I'd rather be right here where we are. Go and tell your friends we're running late again. What you think? Pour another drink, call off the car. I could spend 1,000 nights right here inside this room. Swear the only one I want is you, and it doesn't matter what we do. We can have nothing at all and it still feel like nothing's missing. Now we're moving like we're on the moon. Dom Perignon dripping our shoes. We can fly around the world, but we always end up dancing in the kitchen. Oh, dancing in the kitchen. I don't mind if this whole town goes up in flames. As long as I got you with me, I'ma be okay. Slide across the floor, I'm forever yours. What you think? Pour another drink, put it on replay. I could spend 1,000 nights right here inside this room. Swear the only one I want is you, and it doesn't matter what we do. We can have nothing at all and it still feel like nothing's missing. Now we're moving like we're on the moon. Dom Perignon dripping our shoes. We can fly around the world, but we always end up dancing in the kitchen. Dancing in the kitchen. Dancing in the kitchen. I could spend 1,000 nights right here inside this room. Tell me, baby, that you feel the same way that I do. Swear the only one I want is you, and it doesn't matter what we do. We can have nothing at all and it still feel like nothing's missing. Now we're moving like we're on the moon. Dom Perignon dripping our shoes. We can fly around the world, but we always end up dancing in the kitchen. Oh yeah. Oh, we're dancing in the kitchen. Oh, we're dancing in the kitchen. Oh, we're dancing in the kitchen.